Hi guys, welcome to my system here. It's the ISO builder we're on, and I've been rolling like years, 2020 July, and now we keep updating. That's what it means to be rolling. Topic of the video is ArchLinux is the first of the month. First of the month, what happens then? On archlinux.org there will be an ISO at some point in time. Though sometimes a bit late in the day, sometimes a bit early, right? So a torrent to download, torrent to click, torrent to say okay, and off it goes, 846 megabyte to download. At ArchLinux, there is a wiki, right? There is a wiki, the wiki. And one of the reasons why I have chosen ArchLinux to do this project is because of the wiki. It's structured, it has and lots of information. Not all things are present, sometimes it's just too complex, but at least we have something, right? We have a way of figuring out things. So I'm gonna delete this thing again, and I'm not gonna delete the hard disk. Okay, off it goes. So yes and no, right? So it's a great tool, installation guide is great, but it can be daunting, it can be too difficult for someone who never ever used Linux. It's something of a challenge. That's why we have ArcoLinux, right? ArcoLinuxd.com is all about learning, going to the university, and it goes gradually. Over the years you'll learn more and more and more. And in phase 7 we have the ArchLinux start. All information, you can first have a look at all these, and then it goes on. Do you have an old computer? You go for BIOS. Do you have a new computer? You go for UEFI. Phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. In the end, you have something that is not themed, doesn't have any applications, but it starts with something bare, minimal, right? ArchLinux is bare and minimal. But it can become anything. It can become, I don't know, any of the desktops that are available with sudo pacman-s or with a Trizon or a Yay or a Paru. It can be any of these guys. So we'll need to decide the desktop later on, unless you want to keep looking at a black screen. So phase 7, there are all-in-ones, which means it goes from A till Z, and this is going to be another video starting from scratch. We've downloaded the ISO, I'm gonna go into VirtualBox, decide will we have a new machine or an old machine, then follow the guidelines and do our thing with it. Okay, so this we don't need this anymore. I'm gonna move this to my other screen just to be safe. Maybe I will need it later on. And then we open up Super F7, our VirtualBox machine. It's gonna pop up, I hope. Did I press it correctly? Super F7 VirtualBox does not kick in. Did I reboot after the updates? Good question. Did I reboot after the updates? VirtualBox, there you are. There he is. Okay. So templates, right mouse click, cloning a template. This is going to be ArchLinux. So that's what we're based on. It's the ultimate Lego blocks to play with, and you choose different kind of things and you build it up from scratch, and that's the point. Optical drive, choose a disk file. Where is the downloads? ArchLinux 2021 1101, and then we start our system. Now on my other screen I'll have a look at ArcoLinuxd website, and we still actually have to decide. So let's go. This is graphical, right? Colors and logo, beautiful. That means something. That means VirtualBox thinks you are an old machine, so it's a BIOS that we're gonna choose. Or you click this, and then it's a UEFI, special OSs only. Let's maybe do this one. And then we can also see the look. Nothing graphical, just a few lines. And we've changed some lines. If you see ArcoLinux compared with ArchLinux, we have other lines, right? You can change these lines. So I'm gonna go for Control F, first line. On ArcoLinuxD.com, I go to phase, start here, phase 7, I guess, phase 7, Archway, phase 1, UEFI. So that's the one I'm gonna use. We're booting up. And for me, it's just type work, I mean, but it's also a good test. So every other month or every other 2 months, I'll just do a quick test and see if we can actually build everything up again from scratch. So ArchLinux, then get some stuff in, maybe, well, what we call it spices, get the spices in. So getting the repos from ArcoLinux in, getting the tweak tool in, etc, etc, etc. Because it's the way it is, ArcoLinux is just giving on a platter. Voila, here it is, all configurations. This is ArchLinux. You make it yourself. You create the configuration yourself. That's gonna take a little bit longer since we've done 4 years of work on ArcoLinux, right? It's a long time of developing 25 desktops. So getting the spices in is smart because it's just fast. Anyway, set the keyboard layout is the first thing I need to do. The load keys. So there are lots of keys I can load. As you see, I have QWERTY. I don't like that. I need AZERTY. So the first thing I always have to do. I wish I hadn't. I did not have an AZERTY, but it is the way it is. Okay. So there are other keyboards out there with DE and so on. So we're not going to verify it. We know we're on UEFI. Connect to internet. It's okay because it's VirtualBox. Then it's time to update the clock. Fine. Time, date, set. It's actually quite important timing. From time to time we get Pacman saying, hey, the time is wrong, and then they can't go on, right? So time should be okay. CF disk. Now, if you choose BIOS, if you choose UEFI, GPT, enter. Okay, wipe file system is an interesting one, and SG disk is an interesting one if you still have partitions. So you can select these partitions and delete them. And if that doesn't work, there is this magical command, wipe file system -A and SG disk -Z from ZAP. Check out ArcoLinuxD.com 5, the actual installation of ArchLinux Phase 1 UEFI. Now we use the arrow keys, they say, to 550 megabytes. Okay, so follow the tutorial, and that's the test if it's still okay. Now if you take 550 or 500, it wouldn't matter anything, right? It's okay. So that's that, but should it be a Linux file system? No, it should not. This is UEFI, so type EFI system, check. So now it's a FAT32. Free space, scrolling down, what do? They use swap, Linux swap. Do we need Linux swap, right? It all depends what you want to do with your system. If you have very low memory, like 2 gigabytes or 4 gigabytes is for me low, then maybe yes, swap is interesting. What did I do in the tutorial? I did swap first, so we're gonna turn it around, right? So just showing you, it doesn't matter if you take SDA2 as swap or SDA2 as root, doesn't really matter, not to the system, as long as it knows where is swap and where is the root partition, then it's fine. So they did swap first, okay, so we're gonna make a root first. Let's take 25 for root. And this one, the rest that's open, let's take swap for that one. So type Linux swap. UEFI 500 megabytes, 25.1 gigabyte Linux file system, so root. Don't start messing with /home and all that. We get all these users in, they say have problems with permissions and this and that, and this will not work, that will not work, right? Make your backups on GitHub, on your on OneDrive, on anywhere, Dropbox, on a USB, on a hard disk. But home often gets polluted with all the applications you've been trying and all the settings, and then suddenly it doesn't work. Why? Because you have filth in your .config, and it's the same with Windows, the same with Mac. A clean install is magic. Everything goes better and faster that time. So I still need to write this thing. Are you sure you want to write? Yes. Okay. And then we can quit. Now I do believe that, voila, they tell you just check, right? Check. List me my block devices. So SDA, SDA1, SDA2, SDA3, check. And then we go on, we scroll on, format the partitions. No, we've not done that. So make me a file system. That's called FAT. Let's take a FAT32 on device SDA1. That's a very small guy. That's one. Then we make the swap. Well, actually, it's the other way around now. So I've switched things around. That's okay. You can do too. Extension 4, device SDA2 then, the big guy. And SDA3 is there too. But we can't make, we should, well, have with different commands, simple as that. Different command, make swap, voila. And then we set swap on. Three, yes, not 2. 2 is on the website, 3 is here, because we've changed things. Yes, correct. Then we scroll on, mount the file system, okay. We have to rethink everything right now. We have to think about what we do. Mount the device, SDA3 it says on the website. We've turned it around, SDA2, because that's our home. Well, no, that's our root. And we're gonna mount our biggest partition in MNT. Done. Then we're gonna make a directory. Make a directory, yes. Inside mount boot. Well, we're gonna make a directory boot. Let me show you something. Give me the less MNT. That's it. That's what on the partition SDA2. Okay, so there's nothing. There is nothing. We're gonna create a directory. Check. And inside that directory, we're gonna create another directory, UEFI. And that particular folder, in that folder, we're gonna mount the device SDA1, the FAT32 thing. Boot UEFI. Check. Check. Strange, right? How you can mount partitions inside a folder. Super normal in Linux. Okay, we scroll on, select the mirrors. That looks like a good idea. Let's have a look. Nano, etc, pacman-d, mirror list. Capital letters. Where's my capital button there? Mirror list. So, Italy. Oh my God. So in the meantime, the reflector ran its course. So I have this thing, an application that's gonna check out how this guy is booting up in Belgium. Let's have a look and see what the fastest servers are. We'll see. Italian, if that's true. We can always edit and delete the first lines, for example. Then we got our backstrap. Let's get stuff inside the mount. So the MNT, base and base devel, because we're gonna need it anyway later on. Base devel, the Linux kernel please, Linux firmware, thank you, and nano. And let's see at the speed up. Oh, that's cool. No, that's not cool. Why am I saying that's not cool? Control C. Nano etc pacman.conf. Parallel downloads is not on. Why are they still not having this on? I don't know why. That's a bit quicker. And then configure the system. That's the next one. FS tab. I'm scrolling already on the website as I'm eager to move on. Okay, so generate me file system tab -u mount. You should write it into mnt etc fs tab. Show me, because if this fails and this is wrong, it's empty or whatever, then you can't boot. A waste of my time. So /ext4 boot EFI vfat and SEA3 swap. Control X out. Scrolling, we need to shroot. You can always fix an ArchLinux based system with a shroot command, arch shroot, and you go inside and fix it. I've done a few of that myself and I've recorded on the video. You can find it on ArcoLinux. Time zone. Let's zone out. -SF, F for the force, because there is something there already, and otherwise it does not get overwritten. Zone info, Europe, oh, Europe, Brussels, and then the link. So we're creating a link, local time, and it's pointing to there. No typos, no. The hardware clock, sys2hc, done. Scrolling, locale is the next thing. Nano etc locale generates. Locale.gen. Page down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have ENUS, UTF-8, X, Control X, yes, save. Then I'm going to generate the locale, and I only selected one, so English US. Scrolling. Now we need to tell the system, hey, we're going to use American English. So lang equals en_us dot utf -8, and then put this inside etc locale.conf. Typos. Go. Echo key map. Since I have another key map, I need to tell him, please give me my AZERTY. I guess if you have QWERTY, that's not needed. Tell me if it is needed. And well, hostname. We're gonna call it very original ArchLinux etc hostname. Boom, that's inside. So our computer is called hostname. Nano etc hosts. Nothing there. This is typing. Using tab. Localhost. ArchLinux, that's the name we chose. Local domain, and then our name again. Whatever you choose, that's gonna be the same. And Ctrl X and yes. Network configuration. We rely on Network Manager for all these years. No worries, no frustration. It just is there and it works. That's one thing. It relies also on a service. So if you install some of the package you install, need to be started by the system. And then we tell it to start automatically with one command. Systemctl enable something. And the capital letters are important. Network Manager. And an M. 3 lines, create the symboling, create the symboling, create the symboling. You're in the clear. Init RAM file system is out these days. Has been out for years already. Maybe I should just delete it now. And password. That's my password. That's my password. So that's still for root, right? And then if you now stop, we don't have anything. We don't have GRUB. We don't have anything. Pacman -s GRUB and EFI boot manager. Oh my god. And then command to install it. The GRUB, I mean, then equals x86 underscore 64 minus EFI. And now tell them where it is. The EFI directory, you've made it, we've created together in the beginning. It is inside boot EFI. Go and have a look. That's where it is. GRUB install and target 6. Directory. Yeah. Okay. And if it says it's okay, then it's okay. Finished. No error reporting. Then the GRUB make configuration minus output to the boot in GRUB in grub.cfg. That's something we like to see. OS Prober is not installed, so if people say, well, I have another system on my computer, then you do pacman -s. OS Prober. OS-Prober probably. Voila. So now it recognizes also, I wonder. Okay. We need to shut down that and that. Voila. We're on our own now again. Now, what I like to check out with you is the facts CD. So I'm going off course now. I'm not going to check the page here. This is not on the website, but I'm thinking the following. If we go to etc default, there is the GRUB file there. Nano GRUB. And we've added a line in here somewhere so that OS Prober is going to look for something. Now let me have a look at the code that we have. What was the code that we use in here? So etc default, it's not standard there, so you need to type it. You just can't say just give me hashtag and it's there. GRUB disable OS Prober true or false. That's something you need to decide, right? GRUB disable OS Prober true. So I'm only alone on the system. There's no Windows, no nothing else, no Manjaro, there's nothing present, just one operating system. GRUB disable OS prober. True. If you set it to false, GRUB disable OS prober equals false, it will probe. It will look around. Okay? So I'm not gonna just adding it to the video, but I'm not gonna type it. Voila. Now I need to make sure that I'm still recording this thing here. Like this. Oh my god. Needs to get back to my screen here. Nah, that's that. And now it's number 1. No. No, that's not what I want. Getting there, getting there, getting there. That's number 5, but this is number 1. Control F. Bear with me, bear with me. We need to make it right. Okay, I think I'm back where I'm supposed to be. So Control X. So GRUB, remember, and more than one operating system. Check out the GRUB. And now we're going to reboot. Exit. You mount everything, unmount. I always say unmount and then I type, of course, unmount. But it's U mount. And then reboot. Yes, no problem. GRUB is there, we're so happy. That's often. Damn, forgot GRUB. End up on a black screen. And you have to start again. Typing, 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 typing. Thank God for ColorWise. So, we're root. Update. Now, update is an alias. Doesn't know the alias. So, pacman -s. I have proven to you that we have got internet. Bash completion. Oh, please, yes. Oh, please, yes. If you don't know what it is, we do not type in Linux. We type tab. We type first letters, few letters, tab, and then everything auto-completes. Super nice. I would like to have that on a certain other distro. Let's call it an OS. Then we're gonna be creating, I think I did not skip anything. We're gonna create Eric. Eric, yes, we're gonna create your account. User at -m -g. You see how boring this can become if you just have to do this for a test for you, just for you guys, right? So teach and to show it all as well with the tutorial that's online. Wheel, storage, no spaces, storage, comma. Okay. And what else? fkill -s bin bash who? Eric. Okay, what's the password of Eric? A very, very highly complex password. I think I just did the password of root. Yeah, password Eric is better. Voila. And then we're going to do this editor. Please take nano and open me sudo. One down. Wheel all, delete, Control X, yes. Wheel all. Okay, exit. Oops. Escape, cancel. Let's do this again. Exit, yes. I'm not sure what I'm doing now, so Control X, no. Let's do this again. Tap, tap. Ooh, and saved it. So, Control X, yes, enter. Open again, check again, wheel all. Control X. We need to exit, it says, so off we go. Now with Eric, and Eric is inside. Whoo. Sudo pacman -s yyU. I can indeed install stuff and update. I'm on the next step, so page 3 already, number 7. Let's get graphical, it says. Get myself Xorg. Unless you want to stay in a black screen, you need something. First, the guy that provides you with all the nice colors. And a terminal maybe. And off it goes. I think we're back to, yep, you've guessed it, pacman.conf. Parallel downloads, they did it again. X, yes. Oops. No. Yep, forgot my sudo. I'm no longer root, but now I am. X, Control X, yes, please. Thank you very much. Control X, yes. Updates. Ooh, doesn't work. So we were going to do this. Let it go faster, please. Alsjeblieft. That's Dutch for voila. That's French for zie hier. That's Dutch for there you go. Okay, graphics driver. Now, one of the challenges for sure is drivers. ATI, AMD, Intel, Nvidia, you know, the drill. Lots of XF86 video drivers. There is an Nvidia driver, the Nouveau driver. So it's a hurdle to get over to. But in this case, it's a VirtualBox. No hurdle. Easy. Nothing to do. I'll go through. Now, we use SDM as greeter. So the next thing, if you boot up, is you're greeted. So welcome, who are you? Give me your password. The login manager or the display manager. And behind it comes something, XFCE or Mate or Plasma or anything. In the website, it says LightYM. So we used to have LightYM by default for years. Until we discovered that with, I believe it was Intel drivers, some of us had issues. And if they went to SDM, there were no issues for nobody. Although I must say that sometimes, but of course we can't really check, right, what's going on the computer of the user. But some of them go back to LightYM and they report everything works now. So it is a choice. LightYM, SDM, see what works on ArcoLinux, super simple. To LightYM is an alias, to SDM is an alias, done. As simple as that, log out, log in. Here we have to choose. I'm just gonna keep using LightYM. Maybe that's more interesting for you guys, as I know you're already well versed in SDM. Now this is not enough. If we type SDM, that's enough. This is not enough, right? You need more. You need the GTK greeter, and that's actually it. There is also a GTK greeter settings, but it's just basically what it says, graphical interface to set the settings that you can easily manipulate yourself in etc LightYM folder. So we don't really need them. So I'm not going to install it, just to show that everything will work just fine. Systemctl, again, a service. So we enable LightYM service. With this link that we've created from the display manager service to user lib systemd system LightYM service, it knows, I should boot up LightYM. And then it should provide us something. Now there's big letters on the website. Do not forget to enable LightYAM. Do not reboot until you have a desktop environment. So choose your desktop is phase 4. It helps to see your operating system as layers upon layers. Take a look at the image, and now we go for next step. Yeah, and then we have to decide, right? I see GDM, I see LightYAM and Cutefish, I see FVWM, I see Linux phase 4, awesome there, i3 is there, DWM is there. So a lot of things that are present. Now, maybe we can do I have to think of the steps, the difficulty. I can split it into different videos, right? I was thinking, of course, of my beloved Leftwm. But Leftwm is a package that's on AOR. So it means sudo pacman -s, not gonna cut it. It's yay, paru, Trizen, but not pacman. So it's not yet built. There's a recipe somewhere on AOR how to build it. So I'm gonna fall back to my beloved XFCE4. And then later on, why not combine it with something else? So we can make a combo video. XFCE4, the goodies. Go get me the goodies. So EXO, Garçon, Tuner, Volman, Tumblr, and so on. You can read all of these guys are coming in super fast. 5 downloads, parallel downloads. That's how it should be, right? Boom. And that's one part why I use ArchLinux as basis. How fast is this, right? It's in. Now, sudo reboot doesn't know it yet. Sudo reboot them. Just the one. Just showing you what we can see here. And then here, bam, we're in. And this is, of course, not ArcoLinux. This is ArchLinux. And ArchLinux is not, it's not its target, it's not its objective to have a nice XFCE or nice icons. It just provides, here's XFCE. And it's up to you to see what you change. File manager is what it is, with beautiful icons and with custom actions that have one thing, open terminal here, that's it. We have a long list. So it's all about choices in the end. There is still no audio. There's no pulse audio or anything like it. So that's not going to work. Bluetooth, not going to work. Printers, So a lot of stuff is still missing. And that's the fun, right? To build it up again. So it's not, that's why it's phase 7. First, start with ArcoLinux. Learn applications and know what you need for a printer, know what you need for Bluetooth connections, and then best thing is probably create scripts. So script is nothing more than a page where you write sudo pacman -s, get me that, get me this, get me that. All right. I better stop the video here. It's 38 minutes, but this is a video from A till Z, right? This is the video I'll use for this website. So ArcoLinux D, choose a desktop, and we'll add here it to the list. I say, okay, look, we have, I'll move it a little bit over here, not still want to be floating. So phase 7, all in one, it's definitely an all in one, but I'll make some more videos how to start with ArchLinux. Say you have a problem with ArcoLinux, you can't install it, but you can install ArchLinux. You've seen this video, this works for you. Can I make an ArcoLinux on basis of ArchLinux? Of course. ArcoLinux is only 5% of its packages. The rest is all Arch and AWAR, right? So let's say 90% is pure Arch. So that's a good idea, and it's already explained, of course, in videos spices, how to spice up your system. So start with Arch and end up with ArcoLinux looks and bash RCs and themes and all that. I better get to the door. Alright, the rest of the project will be for later. So we have a basis. Tip, true tip. We have this, right? Well, we can actually shut down it here. ACPI shut down. But just shut down the machine. Let's do it here. Shut down the machine. And best tip ever, clone this. Why? It's a lot of work, right? Typing all these commands is just a lot of work. And now I have a clone on which to install Mate. And then the next clone, I'll install Plasma. And the next clone, I'll install BSPWM. And the next clone, you get my message. Experiment on the clones and keep away from the template. How about that? Yes.